Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com for purchase and pricing questions. Today we discuss a watch that had a relatively short production life, but was a breakthrough product for its manufacturer, Richard Mille. Built from 2004 to 2006, the RM005 was the closest thing to a core model the hyper-exotic independent had up to that point. Well, it was succeeded in 2007 by the larger RM10. This was a breakthrough piece, the first appearance of the variable inertia rotor, as well as a mainstream tonneau case that could be worn at all times by all people. Today, this is a unisex size, and it pared away a lot of the complexity of previous RM watches to make a pure design statement that rings true to this day. So, smaller than the RM10, it's 37.5 millimeters across, not inclusive of the crown, 12 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 45 millimeters. If you look at the case back, you can see it's actually curved, and the strap is arced, so ergonomics are excellent, and RM has a reputation for that. This one even scarcer than most RM5 models because this is white gold, so it's got a little bit of weight on the wrist and precious metal pull that some people associate with a premium watch. RM has made a name for itself with exotic materials and ultra lightweight watches, but not everyone wants that. And so here you get the classic RM look and fit, but you also get something that's properly weighty. The strap is a proprietary piece fixed onto the case by screws. You can see it matches the hollow of the case band to a point, matches the tapering down of the lugs, and it is all rubber. You can see it is not a brand new strap, but in good condition. And then it features a white gold RM5 specific pin buckle, and model specific pin buckles were one of many things that would change over time, marking this as a fascinating product of a much earlier era of Richard Mille. You can see it features media blasting, polish, and satination with the company's signature spline screws fixing it to the strap. You can see that the buckle made by Valgine, the case maker, and a major stakeholder in Richard Mille, the Valgine stamp on the case as well, a feature that you will not see on later RMs, the 100-meter water resistance of these very early models. Later on, RMs would be 50 and 30. This is fully swimmable. You see we have a titanium crown with a shoulder of rubber, and then we have spline screws that fix the bezel to the case, and you can see the little columns or pillars where the spline screws bind the sandwich structure together. Case back is polished, the lip of the bezel is polished, satination across the top. The sapphire is cambered to match the arc of the dial. Not easy to make that water resistant. Real money was spent in that regard. The movement, which is voucher based, features both stop seconds and, in the intermediate setting position, a quick set for the date, as you can see right there. It is a circumferential skeleton disc. There is lume, I'll show you that now, including of the seconds hand. We have a carbon fiber flange outboard on which the luminescent indices are mounted, and then under the primary sapphire there's a second sapphire on which the numerals and the frame for the date are printed. The movement is all of titanium, and you can see it features grayscale tones to make it look more like an industrial machine than a feat of high horology, though rest assured it is that. Turning it all over, the caliber RM5. This was the debut of the variable inertia rotor on Richard Mille watches. Though the movement is voucher based, it's highly customized with a titanium structure and this unique rotor that has two winglets. So if you're super active, you can have it set to be less vigorous a winding system and preserve the mechanism, or if you're very sedentary, you can set it for maximum winding efficiency so it doesn't run down. Twin barrels for outstanding torque flow to the escapement, and a relatively flat torque curve, 55-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, 32 pivot jewels adjusted in 5 positions, which is a high horology standard and one I'm very happy to see maintained here. This is a watch that packs in all the essential elements of Richard Mille ownership, with the additional flair of having the hallmarks of an early watch and being quite rare. If you love it, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.